How does ABC allow this person to go on the air every day and talk to us about the news? The View and Whoopi Goldberg and her take on why we are now involved in the Iran. Believe it or not, it's going to tie Nancy Guthrie and Iran together. Watch this.
It's just nutty as hell. It's nutty as hell.
Yeah.
And you're right. Every day is something new. And it's, I was thinking about it yesterday because I thought, well, okay, why haven't we been talking about Savannah Guthrie and what's going on there?
And her mother.
Why have we not been talking about the F-Files? Because that's still there.
Yeah.
This is meant to get us so worked up that we are unable to see anything else.
I mean, that is true crazy talk. How does ABC allow this person to go on the air every day and talk to us about the news? We launched the hour in which 7 U.S. service personnel died, and the latest is 140 have been wounded. Most not seriously, thank God, but some seriously. That President Trump would do that to distract from the Nancy Guthrie skin. I'm sorry to laugh. It's just the absurdity of it is so readily apparent. How did no one run out there with one of their little producer notes saying, "You are fucking crazy, madam"? That's crazy talk. The Epstein thing is also crazy, but it's been more widespread. So that's your standard garden variety leftist crazy talking point. The stuff about Nancy Guthrie, Trump doesn't want people talking about Nancy Guthrie, so we attacked. What? That's insane. That's not a well person.
It just seems so insane based on what he ran.
For some time now, a lot of people don't realize what these people have been doing or putting out on air. I've been sharing my thought on this crazy cackling the View. There is something Joe Rogan actually said, and they are now agreeing with Joe Rogan because they believe Joe Rogan is regretting why he supported President Trump. You realize immediately you go contrary to Trump, these people will now like to find common grounds with you. This is what they do every single time. Joe Rogan said on his podcast, a lot of the MAGA base will be feeling betrayed because they never voted for this, like what is happening in Iran. Yeah. The View is happy with Joe Rogan suddenly. I was like, I'm not surprised. Take a look at this.
But it just seems so insane based on what he ran on. I mean, this is why a lot of people feel betrayed, right? He ran on no more and these stupid, senseless, and then we have one that we can't even really clearly define why we did it.
Well, but he said he's against endless.
Well, they're
running
all,
against endless wars.
Listen, man, they're all endless. Did
Well,
you ever hear Rumsfeld talk about Iraq when it first happened?
Tell me.
They were talking about 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
6 weeks.
Yeah. But they put that was ground force, and I know that they've not ruled that out. For me, that would be.
They have?
They have not.
Oh,
my understanding is
they
have not. Yeah.
I thought you said and now.
Yeah.
Have now.
No. But they don't seem eager to go into. I mean, I criticize the Venezuela action because I sort of was like, how are you possibly going to run Venezuela? And then I think a little bit more time passed, and I was like, oh, they're not going to try to run Venezuela. That's not what this is. They just
wanted to take over the oil.
Yeah, and even there, I mean, the oil, it's not significant at any global level. It's hard. I don't even think it's really about the oil. I don't think it's about the oil. I don't think it's about the oil on either.
The greatest threat to the United States of America is not what people think. It's not a foreign enemy across the sea. It's not a terrorist sneaking across the border. It's not some radical group trying to destroy us from the outside or even the inside. Now, I don't want anyone to misconstrue anything that I just said, because all those things that I just mentioned are, in fact, serious threats, and they should be taken care of immediately. But those are not the greatest threat. Those are just symptoms of the greatest threat. In my opinion, the greatest threat to the United States of America, to our republic, is those that fund and support our enemies. Those who ignore those shouting death to America and who ignore those that openly plot against us. It's those great elite leaders, those that are in positions of power inside of our own borders, that call for us to have tolerance, acceptance, and empathy for the very people that push strange and wicked ideologies.
2 days ago, I posted the beginning of this clip. A lot of people wanted to actually hear what she is to say. What she has put on this video and some of her clips, very important. I think I'll be reacting, sharing my thought on some of these videos. Now I'm going into what this cackling.
They're all endless.
That's right. Yeah. So, do you think MAGA supporters will now admit that they have been lied to? Will they be able to say it?
I don't think MAGA supporters will. I think the podcast lane of it all, the kind of non-traditional media where all these people rushed to him when Donald Trump showed up on these podcasts and seemed like every guy to them, and they all kind of flocked there. Weirdly, MAGA and kind of traditional conservatives actually approve of a lot of what he's doing. And I couldn't remedy that because when you think of MAGA, it's America First, non-interventionist. Then you see the neocons, the original conservatives, and they were a little more in support of this kind of thing. So how are they aligning in support? And what I realize is,
Not only Joe Rogan, even this Megyn Kelly you saw, she has been going off on the president for some time now simply because she disagrees with what is currently going on. Some says the president said, "Oh, I'm not going to start another this. I'm not going to." Sometimes you can be met with some circumstances that you are forced to do something. Yeah. What Trump just did, I believe maybe another president will not have that lever to do this. Yeah. Some people don't want to reason. If you realize there's a clique that is actually going on, Megyn Kelly agree with Tucker and Candace on certain issues. And since this is happening, it has actually now drawn a lot of people toward a certain directions. They are going against Megyn Kelly for doing this. I don't know why this must happen. We can still be in the same party, disagree on certain issues, and still be doing things together. But this base is trying to bring in something which I've not seen in a long time.
I am MAGA. Wherever he goes, the partisanship of so many will just follow.
It's to your point. I love, what's that dude named Tom Tillis?
Yeah.
Tom Tillis got in there. Listen. Lit her up. If more people speak out and stop being Trump's choir, but be his focus group, maybe we'll see the tide turn.
Tillis is leaving office. So
that his base, his core base is going to change, because if you look at some of the numbers and some of the polling, 90% of his base agrees with what he's doing.
Yeah.
What I am surprised, what I do think, though, is in Iran, I do think that is going to change the tide for people that are truly conservative Republicans.
What is surprising to me is where these people usually take their own post numbers, because these same posts CNN is putting out, different platforms are putting out every single day. I've not seen Trump base reducing or even dropping a little bit. Instead, it is more stronger than it has never been. And Trump is more popular than any of Democrat right now. Even looking into Obama's second term, Trump is still popular than him. So, cackling, if you're sitting here trying to say this, it's crazy to me. Some might disagree with Trump, but they will never really go. That is a simple truth. I think I'm going to end here. I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips, that is for the white algorithm. You can always skip.
The idea of an expertise denigrated while
the trap that Trump laid in the State of the Union address. And the Democrats didn't stand. I mean, obviously, it's a deliberate trap, because they always played these games of Simon Says there at the State of the Union.
Well, I think you and I agree on this is all
through to get here. Trump, go Trump! Hey Murphy, you're scumbag. Thanks, man.
Our chamber is chanting USA. This is a sick person in the first.
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
She wasn't the only one. Look at 35, CNN's Abby Phillip.
But he utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
They're just so disgusting.
Of course, he chose who did not vote in his favor and did not shake her hand there.
Here's the video. He shook everyone's hand. Everyone. There's the Chief Justice. All of them got their hands shaken to the point where they had to come back on the air and say this in SOT 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes down on the floor, that he did shake their hands there this evening.
Moment. No, that's not what happened at all.
Democrats to stand for the slain passenger in North. Our first priority is Americans rather than illegal on either of those two. I think they took his bait.
Can take away from the joyous moment as all Americans. And why are they putting a medal?
Oh, he's already under scrutiny for 1,000 reasons. Viral Patel posted this on X.
Job.
I get suspicious when any
person's home. It's very easy to.
This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
The country's in such emotional turmoil.
And Republicans on both sides. You're
so amazing. And wasn't it so great?
When it can be hard to hope.
Hey, girl.
In a time when it can be hard to hope. Each day we wake up.